Enjoy your rugby league on Nine's Wide World of Sports. We're with you well into the night on this Saturday. Tigers v Broncos getting us underway for round 8 of the NRLW, the second game of this round. After we had Thursday night football, win for the Sharks over the Dragons. Romy Teitzel now with her first touch of the football. Tafunga in the tackle, 3 of them there for the Tigers. Brill the dummy half. Denman, short ball. Clark, good run from Clark. Brisbane getting into their groove early, reaching the halfway line and beyond through Brill. That's a high tackle from Tongatuki.
Yeah, she's beaten by the legs, foot speed, didn't she there?
Well, what Destiny Brill was, she sold that she was going to that left edge and then just jumped out to the right. Sala Tongatuki was not in the right position and just tried to get her anyway.
Front foot here. White, go, no tackles.
Teitzel for Brisbane. The Broncos on the front foot early. Sissoko goes into dummy half. Brigginshaw, here's Nuasala. Oh, that went beyond the horizontal play on.
Go, on 2.
Brigginshaw through the hands. Griffin short, Gray tackles. Brill. On the bounce, Clark. Lost a little bit of momentum there. Still 2 tackles left in the set.
Get up, Sarah! Hold. Go for it.
Brill, Griffin, Hayley Maddock, a little juggle. She goes on her own and has stopped a couple of metres away from the line. Griffin the dummy half. Brigginshaw kicks across field and that's way too deep.
Too heavy off the boot, that one from Brigginshaw, but previously, I think it was tackle 2 or 3, when they shifted out to that left, they hit the lead runner in Tasman Gray, but they had a 3-on-1. If they play out the back, the space was there. They're definitely finding lots of room on those edges at the moment.
Right, Bray, up! Square!
No Gail Borton for the Broncos today. Just rested, some back soreness at training during the week. Expected to play next week for the Broncos. They take on the Dragons in the final round. Tongatuki.
There she is. If you were wondering why we're all so excited that she's back, that is why.
Now Horn, tackled by Hufunga. That's what we love about the game, that clash. Hufunga against Horn, 2 totally different players, but 2 wonderful centres. There's a good shot from Nuasala.
What about the one on Thursday night? Lendl Penatani.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a cracker?
Well, they put it down here, the Tigers. And the set that was building nicely.
Again, off the back of that work that Alana was speaking about with Sala Tongatuki, she just went hard, straight, got straight at her tags, which is the 6, 7, 9. They're the tags that you're looking for as a big running forward. You want to try and take them out, make them make a lot of tackles. She did that, and unfortunately that pass wasn't able to be held.
Front foot. We need a halfback.
Let's check in sideline. Marley Silva is enjoying the sunshine at McDonald Jones Stadium. Hello, Marley.
Hello, I sure am enjoying this one. Now, it's only 16 degrees and it feels a little bit cooler when the norwesterly wind picks up here, but the sunshine is absolutely stunning and shining on the small but very passionate crowd that is growing at McDonald Jones Stadium behind me. I actually had a chat with a few young girls who are experiencing their very first NRLW game today, and I can hear them cheering already.
Yeah, great to see. Yeah, and I think that's what we're enjoying about the standalone double headers. There's 2 games at Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast tomorrow. Head along and be inspired by the likes of Destiny Brill. Important tackle by Tongatuki. Griffin and Nuasala. Apps in the tackle. One of the 3 defenders there for the Tigers. Pio there also. Brill. Brigginshaw. Grubber kick. That's better. It's for Ash Werner. Knocked it on.
Dropped a sitter. That was a much better kick from Ali Brigginshaw. But a great start for the Tigers now on the 20-metre line. Betty Welsh gets them to the 30.
Square. Go 0.
Griffin slips up high and there's a penalty.
Yeah, and I imagine that they'd go for touch on this one. It's close enough to the sideline, and Rasambale has a really, really nice kick on her as well. And this should get them pretty much close to halfway, straight into good ball, and that's where the Tigers are most dangerous, especially when they're bringing those threats of Whitfeld and Horn out wide.
Front foot, red line. Front foot. Hold. Go. No tackles.
Okay, Whitfeld, by the way, leads the NRLW for tackle breaks, 56 tackle breaks. Oh, hang on.
Tackle 1.
This doesn't look good. Falling awkwardly in the tackle.
Yeah, and once she hit the deck, she didn't move. Maybe it's just the angle that she landed there.
Salata it is.
Yeah.
Bit swollen around the cheekbone.
Or is it a head clash?
Yeah, I think it was a head. This first one.
Oh,
Grace
right,
Griffin.
Oh, with
right
Griffin.
on the cheek.
Yes, that'll do it.
0-0 after 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, went to go and then brought it back down safely.
Oh, look at the
Yeah.
size of it. Oh, wow.
Helps bring it down.
Yeah.
Game 1. Right.
Yeah, there you go. On page right.
Well, Salata it is. Have a look at this. Oh, there you go. There's the head clash. And
Oh, that's significant swelling immediately there for Sialata.
it's as if she's swallowed a Titleist. It's just
Looks
popped
like
up.
she could be
Oh.
teeing off
Yeah.
hole number 9. Poor
Oh,
thing.
that's ugly. You don't like seeing that. Let's hope it's not a
Brianna,
really
just a sec.
serious one.
This way here, we're still waiting for her to...
She's been playing some really good football, Eliza Salata, for the Tigers.
Well, she certainly has been. So it's an early change here for Brett Kamali. I saw Sophie Curtin warming up.
Tackle 1. Hold. Go. 1.
So there's a reshuffle on that right edge straight away.
Tongatuki
All right, Destiny, get up now.
Brill in the tackle, along with Nuasala, prior to dummy half. George, short ball, Pio. 3 Broncos there on the 20. They go into Broncos 20 for the first time this afternoon. Big opportunity now for the Tigers. On the front foot, Betty Welsh. Tackled by Brigginshaw. To Funga. Now it's with Apps. Tries to put a bit of footwork on, then drives to the line, but is stopped. Pryor. It's the last. George, Russell Barley. Oh, Funga with the charge down, and now the run downfield. Oh, what a tackle, but what a play.
Great tackle.
Go 1, all the way here, Sarah, Sarah, Sarah. Get up.
I'd love to see that again. Hufanga read that kick beautifully. She knew it was coming here, look, and just played at it cleanly. It was a great tackle by Hufanga as well.
God, she's
to
a
stop
good
her.
player,
but-
isn't she?
Oh, look at her go.
Hufanga.
Gray. Pio in the tackle. Griffin to Clark. Clark reaches to 20 before tackled by Tongatuki. Brigginshaw plays in motion. Kicks. That's a good take by Whitfeld.
Equally good chase. Pinning the Tigers down in that cage, right in the corner.
Player playing the ball there, and Tafunga just a little bit slow. Nope, she's okay. The Tigers can't afford to lose another player early. She's back in the line now. Nevada George. Taken by Gray and Clark, along with Brill. Pryor, Russell Barley. Maddock has got that one covered. It bounces away from her and Robinson's got it. And that is a typical Julia Robinson run. Curtin, one of the defenders, along with Pior. Werner. Good defence from the Tigers.
Hasn't she been good for them, Ebony Pryor, this year for the Tigers?
So good. Defensively, but just through the middle, her service is so crisp. Nevada George just made a great run in that last set, but it's just the work, the craftiness in at dummy half. That was forward. Yeah, she's been really good for the Tigers.
Nuasala gets to her feet. Brill. Oh, Brianna Clark getting in the way there. Teitzel. Oh, there's a steal. That's a great play from Talatena. 101 strip. Betsy Welsh reaches the halfway line. Here it is.
Very smart work.
Terrific contest in the opening 9.5 minutes. The Tigers up to the task against a team that's won 4 out of their last 5. The Broncos have been on fire of late, but they know they've got a tough one this afternoon. Talatena eventually getting a kick away. They muddled that one up a little bit on the last. The Tigers, Maddock tackled heavily. Kezzy Apps down low.
And prior to that strip, we saw the Broncos get a little bit muddled up with their second to last play as well. So maybe just a little bit of miscommunication as 10 minutes in, a little bit of fatigue starts to set in.
Marley, down to you.
A little earlier, we saw Eliza Salada come off after that head clash. She has been categorised as having a Category 2 head injury assessment, so she will have 15 minutes to pass that. However, with the swelling under her eye, you expected it would be quite difficult for her to return in this match.
Thank you, Marley. Brisbane on the last. Ali Brigginshaw kicking, wants that to sit up in the in-goal area. Russell Barley had to make a play at it, and she's going to be tackled. Brisbane to get a repeat set.
Well, it's the chase from that kick from the Brisbane Broncos, and they haven't missed a beat in that department just yet. They're working together. We don't have any points on the board just yet, but the way that the Broncos are working together in those effort areas, just to be up there, to make that tackle and set themselves up with another chance, giving themselves all kind of opportunities.
Brigginshaw takes the dropout, goes straight to Nuasala on the charge. That's a good run. Stands in the tackle of 3 Tigers defenders, plays the ball. Brill to Denman, good on her feet, this close to the line. Brill to dummy half. Brisbane knocking on the door. Griffin to Maddock. Hayley Maddock, lovely pass. Julia Robinson, Brisbane are in.
That was great work. A lovely finish. Previously, when they got to this spot, I thought they played short when they put a plate out behind, and they did it this time. And the Harvey Norman replay, it's not going to show what got them off to such a great start. They had tackle 1, 12 metres out. And that's what got them off into this position so beautifully. But that footwork there of Maddock, just a little shimmy in and away, opens up her winger, and she never misses these ones, Julia Robinson.
She doesn't. Great footwork. But I thought Grace Griffin did a really good job there, all off the back of Ali Brigginshaw's kick chase. But Grace Griffin learnt her lesson. They had that overlap opportunity earlier on in the game, and she chose to hit her back rower short, but she identified the space, held it up nicely, and then just finished off perfectly from the Broncos. Oh dear, they're going to have a look at it.
Obstruction. Tries under review for possible obstruction in the lead-up.
All right, here comes the bunker.
So it'll be Hufanga that they'd be looking at. She catches it on the outside. And she changed
The
her
Broncos
line.
player
Makes
runs at the
contact.
outside shoulder of the Tigers player, denying her an opportunity to defend the play. We have a decision.
That's a bit silly. That's a bit silly from Havanga because she didn't need to do that. She wouldn't have actually been there to cover that tackle. They created the space with Maddox's footwork and that nice little draw and pass. And they've just lost those 4 points.
Yeah, she takes 20 centimetres to her right instead of her left. She's through, and that's a try. There's no dramas. So, correct call.
Here's Wade here. Wade.
It's 0-all, Tigers and Broncos.
Okay, Tasman, Grace, square.
If anything, there's a warning shot fired by Brisbane. The Tigers through Tongatuki, doing this really well in the opening 13 minutes, coming out of their own end. Apps. Prior to dummy half, they're into Brisbane territory again. Curtin now. Good tackle, Clark. George to Russell Barley. Quick hands. It's with Staines. Staines tackled by Robinson and Griffin. Russell Barley. Crossfield kick. Ashwerner has it covered. That's a good tackle by Curtin.
Well, it looks like the Tigers have made another change on that right edge. Christian Pio has gone out to edge back row and Sophie Curtin has come into the middle.
Teitzel, that is a good run. Hit the ball at full pace. Lafelle. On the field for Brisbane in jersey number 15. Brigginshaw with a high testing kick for Vetty Wells, who's great on her feet. Evades the first Broncos chaser, but can't get away from Denman and Clark.
Well, that's it. They still just keep turning up in numbers, and they've just earned themselves the ball back from that pressure. That entire set of 6 from the Broncos, they were able to keep their front when they were getting tackled. So quite often they'd get those quick play the balls. It allowed Ali Brigginshaw to get the kick away that she desired. But that chase, the effort in that chase to be there, they have not missed a beat in that area just yet this game, and it's paid off.
Just saw the error there from Bo Vete Welsh, trying to get up to fight and play quickly. Loses control of it. This is excellent field position for the Broncos, who've enjoyed significant possession already.
Sasolka, Hayley Maddock was wishing she didn't dummy there because there was a big hole for the Broncos fullback. Lafelle gets the legs pumping, tackled a couple of metres away from the line. Brill in the dummy half. Goes to the left and, well, that was like a rocket onto the chest of Denman.
I heard that from here. That was a very, very hard pass to catch under pressure.
And that's in slow motion there.
What was she thinking?
If it didn't hit Denman, it's into the Andrew John stand.
Yeah, row 27.
Wowza.
She put something behind that, that's for sure.
Let's go. Right in. Line them up. Head down. Right, forward. Right.
Now, for the very first time, the NRL is heading to Vegas. Join us at Australia's most exciting, Australia's most exciting sport, rather, is unleashed in the sports and entertainment capital of the world. Rugby League unleashed in Las Vegas. It's just got me that excited, I can't speak.
I was going to say, you can't wait, can you? Jeez. You're just putting your hand up for Vegas.
Tickets are on sale now. Visit NRL.com/Vegas.
Did I also hear Fatty refer to it as the V team for Vegas last night?
Yes. Well, that's what he's hoping.
Surely they're not letting Fatty go to Vegas.
Well, if we're going to start ruling people out, there's quite a few that
Yeah,
are going to be on
that's
that list.
true. That is a very good point, Salty.
Let's hope I'm not one of them. Russell Barley with a kick to Ashwerner.
Oh, Whitfeld. Good tackle.
Maddock. Talatena in the tackle along with Apps. Here's Robinson coming in for a run, and that's a beauty as well. Julia Robinson. Strength, power and speed to match.
All right, Brooke. Keep going, Brooke.
Lafale, another good run. He's starting to get the hang of rugby league, the New Zealand Rugby Union International. Griffin, Maddock, Ufunga, Robinson, give her the ball again. This time she stopped a metre short. Griffin on the last.
Nice kick.
Rubber kick in the goal area. Kezi Apps. That's a dead.
Goal line drop out.
Well, possession in the favour of the Broncos, but the kicking game, after one wayward kick by Brigginshaw, the rest of the last tackle options have been fantastic for the Broncos. They're just continuing to mount pressure. There's no points on the board as yet, but you just get a feeling things are going to open up soon.
Wait for it.
Russell Mbale with the dropout. Sits up nicely for Brigginshaw, who goes to Lafale. Curtin doing well down low there. Pryor over the top. Denman. Short ball to Clark. Heo over the top. Curtin underneath. Clark playing it. Brigginshaw goes short to Lafale. Fighting in the tackle. Still going. She might get to the line. Oh, Kezi Apps with a try saver in the end. Now Brill, that's better to Denman, and she gets to the line. Does she? No. We'll have to stand up and play it millimetres short. Brill, Brigginshaw to Gray, fighting off defenders. Tigers defence holding firm. Last play. Brisbane dominating in the Westpac red zone. And there's a kick. Brigginshaw, Teitzel couldn't get to it.
Okay, knock on in goal.
And it'll be a 20-metre restart for the Tigers. Well done, the West Tigers. Take a bow.
What about some of those defensive efforts? So close to the line. They continued to hit some of their big players. They went for the power play, some nice little angles, but the Tigers just kept showing up. Kezi Apps kicked things off with the try saver and just rallied the troops. That was massive from the Tigers.
Okay, Brianna, up against square
There's
mark.
been some punishing
Okay,
defence
zero.
already, hasn't there?
About to say, Ru, if you're just tuning in after 19 and a half minutes and you're thinking 0-all, well, you've missed a fair bit because there's been chances for both teams, some stinging defence. It's been a terrific contest.
Yeah, some great line breaks, some great last-ditch tackles, good goal line D.
Tell you what we haven't seen yet is Mele Hufunga with a little bit of space on that left edge. They've been choosing other options, Maddock out the back, and a couple have gone short. But when that happens close to the line.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Leave it, leave it, leave it.
Yeah, I'd like to see them use her where they bring her back against the grain. They drop her under. That's where she's probably most dangerous. As we're watching a replay of this tackle, it's definitely a penalty and lands on the point of the shoulder.
Yeah, Brianna, you're on report.
And Brianna Clark on report.
When you're ready.
They tap and go here, the Tigers. And they now be first team to score. George playing it to Pryor. Tongatuki, Russell Mbale with some nice footwork after the dummy. Almost got away from Gray.
Brianna, you're not square, Brianna.
Curtin. Inside Brisbane's 10 and only halfway through the set. Pryor. Talatena.
Speed.
And that's knocked on by the Tigers. So we play on here for Teitzel because it didn't touch the Broncos' hand. It was off her upper leg or hip.
Oh, that line speed on the right edge defence for the Broncos there. They identified the threat. They got up in her face and shut it down. Oh, no. Does Sizolka hurt herself here?
Yeah, this isn't
Calf?
good for Shanae Sizolka. She pulled up before the line.
No, we have it off the hip there, Kezzy.
Kezzy App's asking the question about that Broncos knockdown, and
You good?
referee Darian Ferner explaining it was off the hip. But this is Shanae Sizolka. She rolled that right ankle.
Two.
It looked
Or left.
uncomfortable.
Left or right?
The other one.
Alana.
You got one of two.
Did you see the left? Did you see the right go? Oh, wow.
Down to
Still
you,
thinking
Marley.
about
It's very
Vegas.
early in the day, too.
Down to you, Marley.
Unfortunate news for the Tigers. Eliza Salata has failed her head injury assessment and will not be able to return to this match.
Thank you, Marley. There's a blow to the Tigers. Not surprising, though, after what we saw when she went off. Chelsea Lenarduzzi. Her first touch of the football. Last play for Brisbane. Brill to Brigginshaw.
Right foot good. Keep going.
That's off legs. It's 6 again. Played at. Oh, hang on. That would have been a knock on. That's fancy stuff there from Maddock.
I didn't think it was played at the first one. I thought she was just standing there. I didn't think she threw a leg out. But Broncos just pressing the advantage.
LaFalle, a couple of metres away from the line. Still searching for our first points in this one. Lenarduzzi might be the player to provide the first try of the day, and she does. Chelsea Lenarduzzi in for the Broncos.
Well, they were trying very similar power plays last time they were attacking the line, but fresh legs from Lenarduzzi off the bench and back against the grain. That's the way to target that Tigers defensive line. There's a bit of fatigue in here, but Destiny Brill just holds the ball up. And then a little bit of a mismatch too. Lenarduzzi over the fullback, Betty Welsh.
Chelsea Lenarduzzi with the try. 7th in her career. Now, Ali Brigginshaw is on 94 career points. This kick will mean that she scored the most points for a single club. She's number 2 overall. Zahara Temera has 95 points for the Roosters. She's now, of course, at the Raiders. Brigginshaw now has 96 points for the Broncos. First blood to the Broncos this afternoon. We're about a minute away from it being afternoon. 6-0. Brisbane over the Tigers coming up. Top of the table clash. Knights v Roosters. Teitzel, good contact there. Tafunga.
Tongatuki finally earning a break. She looks like she's got a little bit of an egg on the eyebrow as well. Always puts her body on the line.
Denman playing it. Brill sees an opportunity. Helps herself to 10 or 12 metres. Into Tigers territory go the Broncos. Lenarduzzi looks to wind up. That's a big charge from the Broncos front rower.
Just see where she lands here. Find it on the ground, but she catches it late.
Just going to check Chelsea Lenarduzzi here after she hit her head on the ground, it looked like, in the tackle. Referee choosing to stop the play.
He stopped it very quickly. Must have had a good view of it.
Go. Not late.
Brigginshaw with a kick on the last.
Catch.
And it's a good take from Vete Wells. Thought about the pass.
He said front foot.
Shanae Sissolka was there. It's good that she's moving freely after that scare earlier.
Yeah, well, when she pulled up, I thought it was a calf, the way she pulled up. But she's still out there, like you said, moving quite well.
Staines on her own 30, playing the ball. 10 minutes left in the half. What a tackle.
Yes.
The West Tigers on the last. Curtin playing it. Russell Barley kicks downfield. Straight down the throat there of Hayley Maddock. Goes to Julia Robinson, who's been a wrecking ball in this first half.
It's so good to see her back playing.
Have a look at the difference between these two sides. The Tigers were forced to kick from inside their own half, and now the Broncos just earning that front foot ball. Staying on her front, getting up, quick play the ball. And the Tigers' line speed is just so different from what we saw from the Broncos in the last set.
Ferguson off the back of that offload from Lenarduzzi. Jada Ferguson, tackled by George. Brill, Brigginshaw goes short to Teitzel. Teitzel stop, it's going to be the last. Ferguson to dummy half. Brigginshaw, rubber kick in the goal area. It's another great kick. They get back in the field. The player has the ball on the line. That's a dropout.
That's a great kick from Ali Brigginshaw. Actually thought some of her outside players were a little bit in front, but to go back to the post, to get the angle on that ball, go back towards the post, that made it really tricky. And again, just such a great chase from the Broncos.
And they've got so much more energy because defensively they're dominating the contact, so their line speed can really be up and conserve where they need to. That's why they're rolling through their set so beautifully.
Lafelle. George in the tackle. One with now. Lenarduzzi. Talk about impact off the bench. Kennedy in the tackle for the Tigers. Brill. Put it down. That's a rare error from Destiny Brill.
Well, it looked like she double pumped Ferguson when she picked that up out of dummy half and then gave it to the front runner, and she just came off the upper arm there. You've got to give it early in those situations when they're trying to get into the ditch, which is that space behind the play the ball. Just get out, give it to them cleanly, and just let them get to work.
Let's go. Right in.
Tigers scrum feed.
Okay, clock off. When you're ready.
Down the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, Panthers v Warriors qualifying final from 3:15 in the NRL, straight after our NRLW doubleheader.
No Sean Johnson.
No.
That is a massive blow.
Oh, his horn. Almost slipped through, but Julia Robinson was there to make the tackle. Kennedy. Lafelle and Lenarduzzi in the tackle for Brisbane. George. Nice offload from Nevada George. Teletainer to Apps. Apps back to Teletainer. This is better from the Tigers. Apps winding up. Tackled on the last. Russell Barley hoists that one high. Test here for Julia Robinson. Takes it well.
She made that look easy. There was a lot of pressure from the outside by the Tigers, and she just kept her cool,
Go 10, Pauline.
Funga standing in the tackle.
Salma, go 10.
Werner. Ash Werner playing the ball for Brisbane. Nuasala. Quick play the ball. Jada Ferguson. George with the tackle down low. Heel over the top. Brigginshaw kicking that one out of the belly of the ball. It's a floater. Oh, well done. Vete Welsh with a very good take. Whitfeld. Hasn't seen a lot of the football.
I think they need to find a way to bring her into the game a little bit more. Even if she gets a little bit of a license to roam, it's another strong run. She's just such a dangerous player for the Tigers. Hasn't seen anywhere near as much footy.
Now we're into Brisbane territory, playing the ball for the Tigers. Russell Barley, grab a kick on tackle 4. Maddock to Robinson. And here goes Julia again. Michael Hancock is on the coaching staff of the Brisbane Broncos. He'd love some of those runs from Julia Robinson. Mind you, she runs a lot straighter than what Mick used to.
You wouldn't say that to his face.
I have.
Come on, you have not.
I'm backing you.
You have
I'm backing
not.
you.
I have.
I've been on tour with both of you.
Nuasala playing the ball. Ferguson, Brigginshaw, Griffin.
She had no one with her.
Lenarduzzi. Thought about the flick out the back then, Chelsea, but she elects to play the ball on the last. Brigginshaw. Grubbers for Romy Teitzel. And Vete Welsh is there.
Gee, Bo cleans up well at the back for the Tigers. There was a lot of outside pressure there. Teitzel was pushing up, as was the rest of the right edge, and she just scoops it up, finds it front. But they are just struggling to get out of their own half through yardage, and it shows in the stats as well. This will help. She's back on.
Gatuki. Hey, a little bit of a set 2.
That's
Horn now playing the ball. Tigers looking to up the ante. Russell Barley kicking on the last. Staines puts a bit of pressure there on Robinson, who spills her lollies, and the Tigers have got it.
Well, this is huge for the Tigers. Just
Heel.
over 2 minutes before half-time, Salties, is a great attacking opportunity.
Absolutely. Now to Tongatuki. Sarah Tongatuki. Couple of metres short of the line. Here come the Tigers. Now Talatena, Vete Welsh, Tafunga. Here she is, Whitfeld. That's magnificent. And the Tigers are on the board.
You know what makes this even more special is that the Tigers have only had 41% possession. They've been struggling through yardage. They haven't been getting a lot off their kicks because of the line speed of the Broncos, and it's a single error in their own half on the Harvey Norman replay. Julia Robinson, who's been fantastic for the Broncos, comes up with that mistake, and lovely hands here on the edge. But this pace from Whitfeld, that's a shimmy shake, and she just pinned the ears back.
Shimmy shake. Look at Bo Vete Welsh. She catches it and passes it, Vete Welsh, almost in the same motion. And the key for Whitfeld is to get her the ball early, and they did it brilliantly. That brings in her pace, her footwork. She makes those decisions so well on which way to take the line on. Great work from the Tigers just before halftime, bringing in one of their strike weapons, excellently executed.
That's terrific from Jakaya Whitfeld. As we said earlier, leads the NRL in tackle breaks. Broke a few more tackles there to score a much-needed try and perfectly timed try for the Tigers right on half-time.
It was just that stutter step. Brigginshaw had her covered, and that little stutter step and the pace she has off the mark is so impressive.
Russell looking to add the extras. Real big boost if this goes over. And she struck it nicely, but didn't hold its line.
Gary.
On the run, ladies, stay on the ball. Wait for the kick.
So 2-point ball game. Not long left in the opening half.
Wait for the kick.
Lovely hit back by the Tigers.
Should be out.
Just tell the opening 10 minutes that a really good contest was developing in this game.
Robbie square. Front foot hold.
Tigers certainly up for it. Kennedy playing the ball. This will be the last play of the half. Tongatuki.
Up we go.
That was a strong charge to finish the half. And a really good half of football between the Broncos and the Tigers. Brisbane leading by 2 at the break. Half-time at McDonald Jones Stadium. The Broncos 6, leading the West Tigers 4. 2-point ball game. And we saw 2 animated coaches as well during half-time, Brett Kamali and Scott Prince. Scott Prince had the arms waving everywhere. I thought he was filming a dance for TikTok or something there, Roo. He was very animated, the Broncos coach.
Very animated, and I think you're right. You put that to music, you could sell that, definitely. But, you know, both coaches, both very passionate coaches, so see what they've impressed on their charges in the second half.
Brisbane kick off. The Tigers through Tongatuki. Underway for the second half of our opening game. Oh, what a shot from Nuasala. Kennedy, to her credit, straight up to her feet, played the ball. Pio.
Go 10 melee.
Now at dummy half, goes to Tongatuki, passes this time to George. Set of 6 this from the Tigers. Kennedy. Oh, again, it's Kennedy being rattled by Nuasala, but she jumps straight up, plays the ball. Now look at Nuasala putting pressure on Russell, the kick up. Julia Robinson takes that on the full. Tongatuki leading the chase along with Peel. Ufunga. Here we go. What a run. Still going.
Well, she's got Julia Robinson to thank for that. I'd certainly want to be taking a charge after Julia Robinson. Front foot ball. What a power play.
Brill playing the ball. Ferguson. Lenarduzzi bumping away from defenders.
This is only tackle 4. Look at where they are.
Ferguson to Griffin. Now Maddock. Lufunga's left it behind. Horn picks it up. Here we go. Horn gets away from Griffin. Puts on the afterburners. Here we go. The cover's coming. She runs away from 1, 2 defenders, 3 defenders, staying alive. Has she got anyone to pass it to? No, Ellie Brigginshaw makes the tackle.
Oh, what a run. She ran away from her winger, though.
To Funga. And the Tigers get a penalty.
Yeah, they earned the penalty, but they need to make sure when they get a break like that, not to try and shift it laterally. The space will be through the middle. Just move the ruck to attack the ruck. But that pick up and run by Rakea Horn, they were under significant pressure there, that right edge defence of the Tigers.
After being on the back foot, the Tigers have an opportunity to be in front in just a moment. Apps driven back in the tackle. Not often you say that. Now at a dummy half. George, dummy to Rasambale. Tigers player take it out on suspicion and it'll be a penalty.
It's Tongatuki. Now this is a gift 2 points here for the Tigers. Almost right in front. They could level up. Will they take? No. Okay. Wow.
They forego the 2 and go for the 4, possibly 6. Tongatuki playing the ball. Now George. Talatena, that's well read. Ali Brigginshaw, Title finishes off the tackle. Now to Apps. Kessie Apps gets over. The Tigers hit the front. The veteran scores.
Well, she quite often fancies herself that close to the line. All they needed to do was keep it simple, but you've got to go back to that run from Horn. That was outstanding. That earned them the territory. Just cleaning up the footy, and it was the inaccuracy in the Broncos' attack. They had all the momentum. They made their way down the field so easily, but that inaccuracy in the pass gifted the opportunity for Horn to go through. And we see here on the Harvey Norman replay, they had brilliant territory, and all it took was for Kessie Apps to come back off that left foot and just run straight over the top. Simple footy. They denied themselves of the 2 points. They backed themselves, and they've got 4 points out of it. Well done, Kessie Apps. Great strength.
Yeah, you touched on the error down the other end, and then they compound that by giving away an unnecessary penalty close to the line where I thought the Tigers might look to take the 2. They play off the back of it, and how often you see that? You see penalty error points or error penalty points. When you start putting yourself under pressure like that, good teams will be able to find a way to convert that.
Looking to add the extras here. Tigers up by 2, looking to make it 4, and it's there.
Just under half an hour remaining in the second half. The West Tigers 8 lead the Broncos 6.
Tigers in front by 4, 10 points to 6. Energy provided in the centre of the ground for the Tigers by Sarah Tongatuki. Here's Kennedy. Talatena to Apps. Apps tackled by Nuasala and Ferguson. George. Nevada George, that's a good run. Tigers on the front foot. Kennedy with another run. Second hit up in this set of 6.
I've got it, Luke. Right side's good.
Rasambale putting that kick in the air. Here's the contest. Robinson's left it behind. Pio's got it. And there's a penalty, Tigers.
Kick his leg there.
Tess Staines slow to get up off the deck after this challenge. I didn't see what that penalty was for, unless it was playing at Tess Staines while she was in the air. Everything else looked clean to me. It's a gift.
George, Talatena, Betsy Welsh on the bounce. Whitfeld, don't give her any room to move. She throws it in field, it's play on. Apps looking to wind up and score her second try in just a couple of minutes.
Go to.
Apps plays it. Now Kennedy, heavily involved to start the second half. Jess Kennedy playing it a metre short. George, dummy to Tongatuki, goes to Russambale. Here's Pio, Horn, good hands. Horn for the line, and she puts it down, not on the line, but on Julia Robinson's head. Almost for the Tigers. Pio leaves it behind. Russambale dives on the ball, and they've lost some momentum heading into the last play of this set.
And their kicking option, their main kicking option.
Staines. Well, it's not a bad one. Werner had a look into the sun. She put it down. Good tackle. Whitfeld with a beauty. Tafunga now has it for the Tigers. Sustained pressure from the team that's hit the front, looking to extend that advantage. George playing it to Noah. Now Tongatuki passing to Russambale. Horn, why wouldn't you give her the ball? She's been terrific to start off this second half. Brushes away from Malo Hufanga.
Go to.
Russambale to Peel. Brisbane's defence being well and truly tested. The Tigers looking to break the game wide open. Tongatuki stopped a metre away.
Hold. Go for.
Now a big dummy, Phil DeMore scores under the post. The Tigers on fire.
They well and truly deserve that. What a set of six. The energy levels that they lifted to after that kick chase on the left edge. That's outstanding footy from the Tigers. We see here on the Harvey Norman replay, Rakia Horn taking the line on. She got so close, but this kick chase, the contact from Whitfeld and that pressure to earn themselves a fresh set of six on the line. They well and truly lifted. They were playing at a different pace and fortunately able to keep it quite simple. A nice little dummy from that hooker position to go over. Well done, the Tigers.
This is exactly what I wanted to see out of them. They spread the Broncos' defence. They shifted it edge to edge. They've got a threat in Horn on the right. They've got a threat in Whitfeld on the left. So they go to those strengths, and Kezzy Apps has been punching through her left edge as well. And what happens is when you do that, you condition the defence into a response. And the response is we need to get out and try and shut that down. And what that then does, the middle opens up. So I'm glad they didn't fall into the trap of continuing to try and shift it, but then condition the response they were looking for. And Salma Noor, who's come on in that number 9 role, she's been nice and bright for them.
Russambale to make it a 10-point lead for the West Tigers. She converts.
Aneta. Okay, tackle. The tackle before the try was scored is a hip drop, so it's on report and in the bin. What way are you going, Ali? Left? Push up a bit here.
Well, a sensation here at McDonald Jones Stadium. This is the tackle leading up to the try, and Aneta Nuasala has been placed on report and sent to the sin bin for a hip drop. And now to compound everything else, Brisbane have sent that kickoff out on the full penalty to the West Tigers, centre of the ground, so it's 13 on 12.
And that was an ugly tackle. She does land on the lower limb there of Sala Tongatuki, so that's the correct decision by the referees. But this pressure that the Tigers are able to build at the moment is looking so impressive.
Apps. Tackled by Teitzel and Brill. George passing before the line. Russambale. That's a Welsh. Now Horn to Staines. Staines tackled by Robinson and Griffin. Heel. Denman and Lenarduzzi in the tackle.
Hold. Go forward. Good work, Robbie.
Oh, it goes to George. Talatena goes on her own.
Well, she had to. They weren't pushing up with her.
Last play, Tigers. Russell Barley kicks within goal area, and it goes dead.
20.
Hayley Maddock looking to play on quickly. 7 tackle set here for the Broncos.
That was a real missed opportunity on the left there for the Tigers. That left edge was so deep and they didn't push up with Talatena, as you mentioned. And off the back of that, the kick goes awry. And all the pressure that they've been building starts to ease a little bit on the Broncos.
Yanni Umali.
As you mentioned, Aneta Nuwasala came off for that hip drop tackle on Sala Togatuki, and she has potentially picked up a right ankle injury in the process. This is why these kinds of tackles are so dangerous, and we're trying to get them out of the game. She's now on the sideline getting looked at by the physio, and I'll keep you updated to see if she can return to this match.
Thank you, Marley. Here's Clark. There she is, getting some work done.
Get off the line.
Denman. Brisbane with the football. They haven't seen much of it in the second half. Griffin to Maddock. Good tackle, one-on-one by Horn. Gray to Clark. Brianna Clark. What a run. Charging for the line. Goes on her own and scores a great individual try, Brianna Clark.
New recruit here from the Titans. She shows really good strength just to punch her way through, but they shifted out to the left, the Broncos, off the back of a penalty. They get into good field position, but here they've got Mela Hufanga on the inside, and it's forward to forward. A little bit of interchange of passing, but it's just strength. It's a missed tackle through the middle there. I think it was Jess Kennedy who's done a lot of work in attack. But she isolates her, and here on the Harvey Norman replay, she just then pumps the legs and just keeps going to the try line. Makes a nice easy kick for the captain too.
Sure does. That 5th tackle option from the Tigers on their line, going dead, got them in all sorts of trouble. The Broncos from this close to the line are always going to be dangerous, but again, they've gone with that power play. Such a strong run. And they're back in the game. They're on the back foot for a fair while there, the Broncos. They lost Nuwasala to the bin. Haven't looked very dangerous, but this is a pretty good leveller.
Ali Brigginshaw on 96 career points. This to make it 98. Number 2 on the all-time point scoring list behind Zahara Temera. We've got a 4-point ball game. And coming up after this, a top of the table clash here at McDonald Jones Stadium. The Roosters up against the Knights. 2 of the competition heavyweights going head to head. Can't wait for it.
Oh, cannot wait. The latest news out of that clash, Millie Boyle won't be playing for the Roosters. She's picked up a bit of a shoulder injury, so she doesn't get to come up against her old club. And of course, Jess Surgis with that finger injury. She had surgery on that, so she'll miss this week as well. So it is going to be even closer than we originally thought. Cannot wait.
Let's go.
Look at that stat.
That is a
Possession
massive stat, isn't it? They've just had all sorts of momentum, the possession.
Come on.
The Broncos got down there from that one opportunity and were able to find some points. But look how much defence they've had to do as well. That's huge.
It's always nice when you can score points, not concede them when you're down to 12 as well.
Isn't it ever?
They don't need much. They just need a sniff, the Broncos.
Oh, Ali Brigginshaw slipping over as she took that one. No harm done. She finds Denman, and Denman is smashed by Kennedy. Point to prove. Heitzel put on her back. That time it's Tafunga. Clark, the try scorer. Brill. Now Denman. Just under 5 minutes until we're back to 13 on 13. Brigginshaw to Teitzel. That's a good run from Romy Teitzel. Last play coming up for the Broncos. Brigginshaw with a kick. And Sissoko leading the chase again. Werner there also.
That was a lovely take again by Bovete Welsh, but Ali Brigginshaw had an age to come up with that kick then. She sat it up nicely, and then that meant her kick chase was on point. Just like to see a little bit more kick pressure out of the Tigers.
Rasambale to Peel. Taken by Clark and Griffin. Oh, what a tackle! Teitzel and Denman absolutely rocking the debutant Patu. Welcome to the NRLW.
And then the kick pressure off the back of it. Fantastic. All good contact. Look at this on replay. That's a big tackle. When your legs come flying out the front, you know you've been hit.
I'd say that's her first touch as well. And it just came on the field.
It was.
That's a run.
Oh, hang on. Here goes Malay Hufanga. Good luck stopping it. They do.
Tackle, Betty Welsh.
What a try saver. Oh, Griffin juggles, regathers, scores. We're all locked up at 16 all.
Oh, that was outstanding from Mele Hufanga. And we'll get another look at it, I'm sure, on the Harvey Norman replay. But the angle at which she came onto that ball and the space that she targeted, so vulnerable in and around that ruck position. And that's where she goes, straight behind the ruck, and then changes her angle to the left. That was a wonderful try-saving tackle, though, from Betty Welsh. But then Grace Griffin gets in at dummy half and just takes it on herself to get those 4 points. They've done so well, a player down route, just playing really clever.
They have been. They've been playing to their strengths as well. I think they're just going to check that Griffin has actually
for a possible knock-on into leader.
regained this ball prior to putting it down. I didn't see the front view before, but here she fumbles it. As long as it doesn't touch a Tigers player.
The Broncos player is juggling the ball.
Oh,
she fails to re-grip the ball before it touches a Tigers defender. We have a decision.
That's a shame. That run by Hufanga deserved points off the back of it.
Yeah,
But they'll be denied a second try for this game, the Broncos.
Bo, it's going to be a scrum. Where do you want the scrum? It's going to be a scrum. Where do you want it?
Drag it in quickly enough.
I think she got a bit excited. There was so much space in front of her. She's thinking, I'm going to pick, I'm going to go, I'm going to try and shift it out quickly. I just need to get there fast. And that little bit of a juggle unfortunately touches a Tigers player. But that run that we're talking about with Hufanga, what makes it as well is Brill gets out nice and clean, engages the marker, and then gives a nice short ball to a hard-running Hufanga. That's that line that you need when you're going to jump out and do that.
Okay, ball, break.
The Tigers hanging on to that 4-point lead.
I think they're back to full 13 now as well. Nuasala's back on. She's still got time. Oh, maybe we lost it. Well, still pretty good field position and possession.
Axe for the Tigers. George wrapped up by Teitzel and Clark. Just her second year playing rugby league for Jay Patu on debut.
She got a welcome, didn't she?
Captain the Tigers under-19s team.
That's what I enjoy about where the game's at the moment, because we have all of these junior grades. You see them start coming and filtering into NRLW. Oh, again, Hufanga. What a run.
Oh, seriously, that run is almost just as good. Those post-contact meters, quick play the ball.
Devastating. Now Clark off the back of it. They're into the Tigers 20 again. 2 tackles left in the set. Brigginshaw loops a pass to Sisolka. Sisolka gets a pass away to Lauren Dam. Dam 9 away from the line. Now Brigginshaw, they're lining up. The kick with a ricochet. The second kick is a beauty. And there's a try. Destiny Brill.
I think she's in front of the kicker here, Salty.
Okay, well, have no try. Just confirm the kick chase is in front on that second kick.
They don't look confident.
Nope.
Comes off the leg of a Tigers player, and then the second
Kick chase on the left or onside.
Quite nice by Maddock.
I did have it played at too, Bell, that first kick.
First kick is fine.
Hayley Maddock on the right is in front of the kicker.
And then she plays at it.
The kick is through as well, before she kicks it.
The ball is played at by the Tigers. However, Hayley Maddock is always inside 10 metres and then plays at the ball. We have a decision.
Didn't even worry about Destiny Brill being offside. Hayley Maddock was.
All 3 of them were.
Yeah, thank you.
Right decision. But again, this pressure
Penalty here.
that the Broncos are able to bring to bear is fantastic. Like we said, this whole 10-minute period since Nuasala has been off, they've been so dominant.
Penalty Tigers. Now the 2023 NRLW season has been action-packed so far, with the final rounds of the Premiership still to determine who plays finals footy. This year there is everything to play for. Head to nrl.com/tickets to secure your seats today. NRL Women's Telstra Premiership, real power, unreal passion. And those listening in Southeast Queensland, head to Seabus Super Stadium tomorrow for a double header. We'll have it for you on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Big games coming up. And this is the penultimate round before the finals. Top 4 far from settled. And this will really throw the cat amongst the pigeons if the Tigers can hold on.
Nuasala's back on. What about that shot straight over the top?
Sisolka. Lauren Dam. That's a good tackle from Curtin. Brill. To Denman. Now Brill. Nuasala back on the field, 13 on 13. Strong run, quick play the ball as well. Brill. If there was a collar on the jersey, that's where that one came from, and then she's lost the ball.
Yeah, we heard the crowd roar then. They were thinking it was a high tackle, but she did grab her from behind at the top of the shoulders there. They can challenge it here. I think the referee called it correctly on first viewing.
Okay, Bell, we have a captain's challenge coming in the 5. I've ruled lost ball as Destiny's getting up to push the Tigers player.
It's pretty clear. It's just a loss for me.
Just looking to see if the ball is lost here, if there's any interference.
She's holding the left wrist, but then she lets go, and as she goes to push her away.
My vocab though.
Yeah. She needs to be more worried about holding the footy and not pushing away the defender.
They're still looking at it.
Still looking at this one.
Just looking at all available angles.
I think the on-field decision's correct, personally.
The Tigers player is just effecting a tackle. Destiny Brill pushes out at the Tigers player and then loses the ball. The challenge is unsuccessful.
There we go. Got there in the end.
Time on.
12.5 minutes left. Tigers with a scrum feed, and they continue to lead by 4.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people saw this scoreline with 12 minutes to go in the game today. The Tigers started this second half off brilliantly.
Down to you, Marley.
Really unfortunate news for Salah Togatuki, who we saw come off a little earlier with an ankle injury. She's been ruled out for the rest of this match. And as that happened in an active foul play with the hip drop tackle, it means that they've been able to activate their 18th player, who is Bianca Bennett.
Right, so she's in jersey number 20. Probably see her sometime in the next 12 minutes. Russell-Barley on the bounce. It's up nicely for Peel. Good hands, Horn. Peel to Russell-Barley. Pryor to George. Heavily involved again, Nevada George. 25 tackles, 116 metres. Russell-Barley hit as she kicks. And that's a penalty. It was
She was in the air.
in the air. Yeah,
Yep.
that's what we thought live. Hit in the air, so it's a penalty.
The ref's doing a really good job. That was definitely a penalty. Destiny Brill.
I saw her charging out for that kick pressure, and I thought, just take a half step, slow yourself a half step.
It was very intentional.
That penalty count. Scott Prince won't be happy.
No.
Ill-disciplined by Brisbane.
Let's go, Paulie.
There is Bianca Bennett. The Tigers' 18th player activated.
Tell you what else he won't be happy with, the 10 errors as well in this game so far.
They're taking the 2 to make it a converted try lead.
DJ at McDonald Jones Stadium having another cracking day.
Yeah, not
He's got
for the first time this season.
No, 2 big days of footy ahead for him. Off to a good start.
Playing a bit of Hell's Bells from ACDC. We'll hear that later on with the Panthers when they run out for their qualifying final against the Warriors. That's on the other side of our NRLW doubleheader. It is a good walkout song for the Panthers. Song here anywhere. And that's a good kick of goal as well. Tigers up by 6. Speaking of that game, Panthers v Warriors. First v fourth qualifying final right here on Nine's Wide World of Sports, 3:15. Our coverage begins this afternoon right after our top of the table NRLW clash. Some of the real great finishes in our game on display this afternoon at the foot of the mountains. Penrith, the minor premiers, up against the Warriors. Straight after NRLW action, Knights v Roosters.
Stay behind it.
Looks like Ali's benched herself from kicking off, giving it to Brianna Clark.
Wait for the kick.
She's got a boot on too, Brianna Clark.
Yep. Great kick-off. So here's Bennett. Gets to the 20 after taking it on her own line. It's a good return. Part 2.
The Tigers just need to make sure they've got some support when they're sending people up like that, because otherwise the Broncos are just going to continue winning the contact if they send them one up.
Apps, ooh, slow to her feet. Two tackles left in this set. We're inside the last 9 minutes now. Tigers on the verge of a huge upset.
She's lost the ball here. Looked very awkward as she went into contact. And as she hit the deck, the Broncos players knew it straight away. But I think this is absolutely where they miss Salatonga Tuki.
Yep.
They miss her in this period where they just need someone to grit the teeth, bite down on the mouth guard and find tough meters.
Particularly that last hit up just before the kick. To get a quick play the ball, be dominant in the play the ball area. They've just gifted the Broncos a head start here.
What an opportunity this is for Brisbane. Sisolka playing the ball. Lauren Dam. Bennett's in the tackle along with Pryor. Clark. Brill now, they're inside the 20. Destiny Brill. Tackled 9 away from the line, inside the last 8 minutes. Brigginshaw to Lenarduzzi. Grabbed a first half try. Kenshi crossed the line here. It was good defence in the end. Now Brill, there was no markers. She helps herself to a 4-pointer. Destiny Brill, and we could be locked up in just a moment.
Well, they've taken a couple of good options, has Destiny Brill, as this game has progressed. She's jumped out, she's found some space, but this one in particular, because of the contact in the lead-up by Lenarduzzi, the play the ball is really quick, and the Harvey Norman replay will show this perfectly. The Tigers can't win the contact, she gets up cleanly, there's no markers, and Destiny Brill, that is a gift, 4 points for her.
Sure is. Another dummy half try in this game. But you've got to take it back to that turnover of possession, that last hit up just before the Tigers needed to get a really good fifth tackle kick away, and they lost possession. The Broncos, just some big charges. They had front foot ball, made it far too easy to go over the line.
Destiny Brill. One of the most important tries in her career, Ali Brigginshaw. This to bring up 100 career points in the NRLW for Ali Brigginshaw. And she guides it through. There's the century for Ali Brigginshaw, the first player to score 100 points for one club. She's second on the all-time list. But well done, Ali Brigginshaw. Looking forward to this one tonight. Elimination final in the Shire. We're going to the Bermuda Triangle. The Sharks against the Roosters. Coverage tonight from 7 o'clock on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
I'll be down there for this game, Salty.
Nico Hines v
Looking
Sam
forward to
Walker.
it.
Oh, it'd be a good clash.
Master v Apprentice, Trent Robinson, Craig Fitzgibbon. Very
Yep.
exciting. Looking forward to this.
Up the Sharkies.
Say it a bit louder so Freddie can hear you say
Up the Sharkies.
I'm always so torn when these two teams play. Always so torn.
Lenarduzzi playing it for Brisbane. 18 all, 6 minutes left. A grandstand finish in our opening NRLW clash for you this afternoon on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Gray, Tasman Gray, looking for support. Now that's off a Tigers player. It's play on. Brill's got it. Destiny Brill, fresh set of 6 for Brisbane. Brill will play it. Griffin to Clark. Malo Hufunga is just standing, waiting patiently to the left, but they go to Gray, and he's going to be forced back. Brisbane finishing strong. Brigginshaw throwing dummies, now going to Grace Griffin. Griffin will play it. Brigginshaw. Ufunga. Russell, Barley and Horn in there. Tackle 4 for Brisbane. Brigginshaw, grubber kicks. Not to the goal area. There's a knock on there, was there? For Nevada George?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to get another crack. But Ali Brigginshaw did not dig into the line once that set, and it's happened a few times, particularly in the first half when they had a few opportunities to attack their line. Quite passive in the way that she's ball playing. We're used to seeing her really straighten up and take that line on, but she's been sitting back on her heels a little bit, ball playing in today's game.
Look at that average set distance. Just eating up the meters, particularly through that 10-minute period. They were down a player.
Maddock, 10 away. 4 minutes remaining. Clark. What a strong second half Brianna Clark's had. Plays the ball a few metres away from the line. Now Brigginshaw, lovely pass. Solka is in. The Broncos hit the front. Poetry in motion from Ali Brigginshaw in the lead up.
Well, much better from Ali Brigginshaw, and we'll get to see it again on the Harvey Norman replay, but she got early ball when she took the line on first. Sizolka had that little bit of space, but here it is. She's got runners both on the inside, and she knew that that pass out to Sizolka was perfect. She nailed it. A nice, easy try for the Broncos on the edge.
The movement from Sizolka when she catches this ball, she's already on the out. She knows that Whitfield is fast, so she knows she has to get there early, and the pass was right on the money. But they've earned this. You know, I spoke about how they've just been chewing up their meters. They maintained their discipline through that 10-minute period. They were down a player, and this is why they're the most decorated team in NRLW history. They just find another level when they need it.
Ali Brigginshaw with the try assist. What a contest to open things up this afternoon. Not over yet with 3.5 minutes remaining. Brigginshaw from touch. Not happy with the way she's got it lined up. Ali Brigginshaw. Struck it okay, lands short. So 4-point lead for Brisbane going into the last 3 minutes and change in this terrific NRLW clash. We're just getting warmed up. Roosters preparing to take on the Knights. And don't worry, Tamika Upton has got teammates there. There they are, coming into shot.
She probably could do it all on her own,
I was going to say, she doesn't have to. Probably could.
She's doing things at her own pace, like she does out on the field as well.
No surprise.
Tigers go short. Well, rock solid again today from Shanae Sizolka.
I don't mind that option from the Tigers, though. Whitfield, obviously, from a sevens background, would be very good at those contestable kicks. Trying to catch them. Oh,
Russell Barley.
she came reeling it.
Yeah, picked up a knock there. Destiny Brill playing the ball for Brisbane. Under 3 minutes remaining. Lenarduzzi. Put on her back. 2 tackles left. They'll get a set at least, the Tigers. And they'll be at the wrong end of the field. Brigginshaw wrapped up, and she lost it into a Tigers player there, did she, Ali? Yes, so Tigers get a scrum fee.
Well, she looked to drop her second rower under, and I think that's where the referee has deemed that knock-on to be. And they don't have a challenge because they burned it earlier.
All right, so here's the opportunity for the Tigers. Just when it looked like they were going to have to start this set on their own try line, they started on their own 30. Under 2 minutes remaining. Horn, there's one of the players that could break this game open. Staines to Russell Barley. Bennett, that's a high shot. Lenarduzzi, it's dangerous.
Time off, leave it. I don't like it here, Bill.
And we could see a lot more about this one now on Chelsea Lenarduzzi.
Yeah, when I was watching that wide shot of it, I saw Lenarduzzi come flying up out of the line to try and put a big shot on Bennett's. And there's a little bit of late footwork, and that is straight up around the neck. I think she might be sitting down for this.
10 or off route?
I think probably 10.
On report.
Is that it? Wow.
On report,
Okay.
and Chelsea Lenarduzzi stays on the fields.
Stay behind it. Christian.
So the Tigers, 30 metres away. Peel. Broncos are in a similar position at this ground against the Knights, remember, a couple of weeks ago, and lost it in the last minute. Is history about to repeat, this time against the Tigers? Bennett's now playing the ball. Pryor. Talatena. Vete Wells, lovely pass to Funga. Throwing dummies, almost lost it, hangs onto it. Clark and Brigginshaw in the tackle. 1 minute remaining, halfway through the set. Apps passes to the debutant in Patu. Tackled by Gray, and she lost it at the play the ball.
She's trying to play it too quick. That's how I've ruled that.
Yeah, Patu, she gets up, she gets hit. She tries to get up quickly. Oh, hang on there.
Oh, is there a
Is
little
that
hand?
Tasman Gray, the right hand?
The player has tried to play it before I finish giving my comms to the tackle.
All right. Bit to look at here for Belinda Sharp in the bunker.
Watch this right hand of Gray, comes around, plays at the football. Yep, good challenge.
Just looking to see if the ball is lost or if there's interference from the Broncos.
Well, that angle won't help Tasman Gray.
No, this one perfectly shows there is interference.
The Broncos player plays at the ball and knocks it out of the Tigers player's hand. The challenge is successful.
Sounds like there's a few Tigers fans up there today.
Thank you.
All right. 34 seconds left.
Penalty.
Tigers get a penalty.
Yeah, they'll get 2, maybe 3 plays at this if they run it through quickly.
Here we go, Kennedy. 25 seconds remaining. Russell Barley. Vete Wells, Staines for the corner. And they put it on the ground. 15 seconds. Now or never for the Tigers. Horn, Russell Barley, Bennett won't want to be caught with the ball. She better get up quickly. 6, 5, 4. She does play it. Pryor. Now, Patu, Russell Barley, good ball. Talatena, can she get it out? No, she can't. She's wrapped up. Brisbane, hold on. An NRLW thriller. The Broncos survive. Full time at McDonald Jones Stadium. Brisbane, 22, have defeated a gallant West Tigers team, 18.